can't say Black Lives Matter, but then you killing the next black.
Welcome to Male Reality Lessons, where topics are reviewed and discussed as iron sharpens iron. Greetings. On today's episode, we're going to talk about the juvenile crime rate that is on the rise. And it is across all groups, but it's most dramatic in the black community at almost an 80% clip. It is due directly to single parent households, single mother households, no father in the household. They are producing babies, having babies with no guidance, structure, or discipline. And ultimately what you get is out of control women and men that are becoming nothing more than breeders and career criminals. But you don't have to believe me. You don't have to believe the statistics that have been pushed for over the last 20 years on why we're having the problems we're having today. Here are several news clips depicting real time what is happening in today's culture.
Feel safe. I don't feel safe stopping at a gas station to get gas. Look all around. We all feel somewhat under siege, and we have to ask ourselves if these are children, if they are 14, 15, and 16 years old, where are their parents? It's a fair question. Where are their family members? Where are the aunties, the uncles, the godmamas? Where are the people who are responsible for these youth? They are not responsible for themselves. They are not. So who's looking out for these children? We have to ask ourselves, in this case, how was it possible for a child, to attempt to shoot another child and then to be able to be on the run for weeks? And as our department and the U.S. Marshal Service spared no expense to find the child, the truth of the matter is these are questions that the government can't answer alone.
Question to kids in the heart of the district. What do they think about the rising violence happening right outside their front door?
You can't even walk around here without, people coming up to you, bullying you, killing you.
These kids, all under the age of 15, are part of the community-based group Saving Our Youth in D.C.'s 6th District. 3 young minds, with permission from their parents, talking to 7 News about the violence in their neighborhood.
I hear gunshots though, but my friends be telling me that they be coming up to me and telling me it's a shootout around 34. So we gonna have to wait until we go home.
One wants to be a WWE star when they grow up, another professional soccer player, and a third wants to be a fashion icon.
I mean, I pay attention around wherever I go, because it's not just violence and stuff going on around here, it's everywhere.
Their homes in the heart of one of the most dangerous neighborhoods in the city.
I don't feel safe because they just walk up to you, shoot you, try to stab you.
This year, there have been 67 juvenile gunshot victims so far in Washington, D.C. 12 of those have died.
You can't say Black Lives Matter, but then you killing the next black. That don't make sense.
In the 6th District, your head is on a swivel.
Every second you gotta check your back, you don't know what is what, and some kids can be walking down the street and minding their business, and they be like, oh, I think that's such and such kids. Oh, let me shoot at them, bow, bow, and then they land down on the floor crying.
The 6th District leads the city this year in the total number of violent crimes. It's second only to the 7th District in homicides and assaults with a dangerous weapon. Why are you in the house all the time?
It's more peaceful in the house. You don't got to worry about no violence or altercations and stuff like that when you're out.
These 3 see the violence unfold on the street and wonder why adults can't figure out a better way to keep kids safe.
Yeah, I just tell them, like, stop it and stuff. Like, there's no reason to do it. Because people have family that they love and stuff.
It's always programs and stuff for kids, like recreation centers, but I also feel like there could be more.
Police officers should be like circling the block and all that to make sure these kids are safe.
The U.S. has the highest rate of children living in a single-parent household of any nation in the world. About 80% of single-parent homes are led by single mothers, at a rate of 23% of children living with one parent and no other adult. The United States stands over 3 times the world average of 7% of children raised by one parent. For reference, the number stands at 3% in China, 4% in India. This is not an area we want to be competing with other countries, by the way. If there is a statistic to not be competing in, this is one of the statistics. China's at 3, India's at 4, the world's at 7. We're at 23% in America, 0 bragging rights. This is the stat everybody wants to hide. And this is the stats where the side effects of this, we ain't gonna see for 2 decades or 3 decades or longer. Takes a while to see the side effects. Let me continue. Even for children with a father present in the home, the average school-age boy only spends about 30 minutes per week with one-on-one conversations with his father. For comparison, the same boy, on average, will spend about 44 hours a week watching television, playing video games, and surfing the internet. In our house, there is no video games throughout the week. It's on the weekends. After you read 150 pages throughout the week, then you have the right to play video games for an hour or 2 on the weekend, and that's what you have to earn. You have to move your body, you have to exercise. There's certain things you need to do to get to that point. That's our household, but the stat tells you 44 hours a week of watching TV, playing video games, and surfing the internet. Let me continue. 90% of all homeless and runaway children, 63% of teen suicides, 85% of children and teens with behavior disorders come from fatherless homes. Let me read that stat to you one more time. 90% of all homeless and runaway children, 63% of all teen suicide, 85% of children and teens with behavioral disorder come from fatherless homes. That is a very, very big number. Next, fatherlessness likewise has a direct link to teen pregnancy and sexual activity. Roughly 70% of teenage pregnancies come from women raised in a fatherless home. 70% of teenage pregnancies comes from fatherless homes. 70%, that's a big number. And these same women have significantly higher abortion rates than women raised by both a father and a mother. On the whole, fatherless kids are 20 times more likely to be incarcerated and 11 times more likely to exhibit violent behavior than children from 2-parent household. 20 times more, okay? 20 times more. If a man and a wife raise a child, they're less likely to end up in jail, but they have the same chances as children raised by just their father. You may already be blown away by the stats before, so maybe come back and let me read this to you and brace for impact if you missed it. Let me read it one more time. Listen, they're less likely to end up in jail, but they have the same chance as children raised by just their fathers. The husband and wife raise their kid. The chance of this kid going to jail is the same as just the father raising his kids. The problem is the single mother without a father in the picture that can sit there and discipline the kids, give them hope, values, principles, all the other stuff. We play different roles. This is statistic. If somebody's watching and saying, oh my God, you're discounting women, you're discounting mothers, go get upset at the stats, not at me.
I'm going to close this video out with the following. I know there are outliers in every scenario regarding the dramatic increase in youth being involved in criminal activities. But the preponderance of the evidence indicates that majority of these individuals come from single-parent households, and the majority of those households are ran by women only. We have to stop normalizing single mothers in an environment where children need to be raised. Now, if you have a support system, that includes a strong, positive male figure, so be it. But we have to stop with the whole ideology of being a single mother is nothing, but being married is some big astronomical feat. The evidence supports the fact that if we continue down this path, you're just going to have more and more children going to jail and going to the grave. Yet, I always want to hear from you in the comment section. Tell me if I'm off base. Also, what do you believe the cause and effect is with single parenting in the household with these children today? Lastly, I want to thank you for watching. Please subscribe to Male Reality Lessons and have a good day.